everybody. Just to explain, trying out tuxedos for the Emmys. Want to look good for my corrections acceptance speech. And the designers are lining up. Someone wrote in, turtles can't hear. I did know that, which is why I recommend this for everybody. I do carry one of these in my car, just in case. Excellent readers. That's why they're always wearing glasses in the cartoons. Apologies to Elon Musk. We claim ketamine made you incontinent. It makes you incredibly continent. So, in fact, if Musk was using it, it would not have led to difficulties urinating. He just would have been urinating all the time. So, our bad, we endeavor to do better. We had a MacGruber joke yesterday, and more than one person wrote in to say, and again, I'm guessing the tone. You know, these are just words in a comment section. So I apologize if in the delivery I am exaggerating the tone in which you said it. But we had this MacGruber clip, and a couple of you said, I think you mean MacGyver. And are there really people watching corrections that don't know about MacGruber? I am so jealous of you that you're about to find out about MacGruber the very first time. Google it and, enjoy. It's going to be great. We said yak. Showed this picture, the Scottish Highland cow. We said spider monkey. We showed this squirrel monkey. This, in case you're wondering, this would be a spider monkey right there. Somebody wrote in, I'm guessing the Spirit plane had German roaches, not the palmetto bug, shown in the graphic. So there you go, another one we got wrong. I said giraffe. I said, because we had a picture of a giraffe with female breasts, and someone said, actually, giraffes are mammals, so they have breasts too. And then I showed a picture of a giraffe, and I said, hubba hubba, and then everybody said that was very clearly a male giraffe. And then when I looked again, you can see, Clay, we blurred it for you, but... Although, you know what? It's corrections. This isn't, FCC. We can show the real thing. And it's pretty interesting. I didn't know what it looked like. Everybody picture what you think it looks like. Are we ready? Lutz, you need an extra second, bud? Want to make sure you got a picture of it. All right. And maybe we can zoom in to see what it looks like, because it's pretty cool. Basically just exactly like the neck, but upside down and smaller. Show of hands, who had that? All right. Everybody. So there you go. Yak. Spider monkey. Roaches. Giraffes. You know what that means. It's time for celebrity baby teeth. No, I'm joking. You can't cut the feed. Last week we had a cover of Cell magazine, and this is the cover. This is what it looks like. And okay, that was a little abrupt, but as we promised. It's the cover of Cell magazine, and I said it looked like a big old pile of wires. I was told the cover image shows a zoom in of a compacted chromosome and highlights a region with 5 megabases in red. So apologies. In my defense, I did see this magazine this week. A lot of people saying that Cell, that magazine, Cell, is a highly respected, peer-reviewed journal. And I got to thinking, in a way, Late Night is, thanks to corrections, a peer-reviewed show. Or at least it would be, if I considered you my peers. Somebody wrote in, mentioning the movie The Cell and not mentioning that the serial killer is played by Vincent D'Onofrio requires a correction. No, it doesn't. This is corrections, not omissions. Somebody wrote in, why do I like corrections? Because it's not all Trump jokes. We love corrections. Everybody loves corrections. It's getting better. The people are they're sending in gifts. We've got the dick in the box, guys, but they're Mac tonight. We love it. We're bringing Mac tonight back. You had to say Mac tomorrow, and now he's back. Not sure if you moment. I'll show it off. Stop chewing my nails. Look at that. Yeah, you see. Just real good. Stop chewing my nails. And here's the trick. Here's how I did it. All I do every second of every day is think, don't chew your nails. Every interview with every guest, while they're talking, all I'm saying to myself is, don't eat them, don't eat them, don't eat them. Bit of nightmare. My mind is a prison. But at least I don't look crazy anymore. Edward Woodward was not Wicker Man. Wicker Man was the statue they burned him in. Nick Cage was also in Wicker Man, and I would imagine he's also not a Wicker Man. But I bet if you saw Nick Cage on the street and screamed, "Hey, Wicker Man!" I don't think he'd correct you, because I think he's a cool guy. He wouldn't be like, "Oh, that's a statue they burned him in." But of course, there's only one person to ask. Nick Cage resident expert on call, Andy Samberg. Unavailable. It's okay. It's not our last corrections. What's a cliffhanger if you're not looking forward to finding out? Hey, Jackal announced in the sections, in the comment section, that they were shipping off with the Navy. And I would just like to join the chorus of Jackals who said this week, thank you for your service. It was a very nice reminder that Jackals can also be human, although it's brief. Someone wrote in, Seth, I got nowhere else to make this correction. On the season finale of SNL, in the Victorian Ladies at Lunch sketch, they referred to blood pudding and showed a dessert cup filled with blood. Blood pudding is a sausage. Don't quite know what to do with that. I guess I could call Lauren. I don't have his cell, I only have his extension.
Hello, this is Lauren.
Oh, hey Lauren, it's Seth.
Oh, hey. Shouldn't you be doing corrections right now?
Wow. You're really on top of my schedule.
Well, I am a producer on the show. Fingers crossed there's going to be an Animal Flubs this week.
Oh, no. No, we just did it as a fake out.
Oh, too bad. Love Flubs.
Yep. So, I was okay. I have a correction for SNL.
Well, I don't think we make mistakes, but okay.
All right, so it's, I got nowhere else to make this correction. On the season finale of SNL, in the Victorian Ladies at Lunch sketch, they referred to blood pudding and showed a dessert cup filled with blood. Blood pudding is a sausage. Lauren, are you there?
Yeah, I'm just spinning the out.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about it.
Oh, I'm gonna worry about it.
I feel like I should have let that one slide. We talked about Baze Malbus, character in Rogue One, based on Alex Baze. And you might be like, oh, it can't possibly have been based on Alex Baze. But here's the thing. After I finished Andor, which, I mean, I can't recommend it enough, I then watched Rogue One. And knowing it now, like, there are subtle details where I keep realizing, oh, this is definitely based on our Baze. Like, for example, I can't believe I missed this.
Get one of my tails! I'm on it! Bays.
Got this in the mail. They're actual, they're like Bays trading cards. This one's Bays back at base. This is one. Bays takes aim. Bays fights back. This is my favorite one. Bays laughing. But again, you know, we live in a, we got special jackals. One of them's named Daryl, and he just comes through time and time again. Now, I got Bays, a Bays Malbus action figure, left it on his desk during hiatus. Then immediately, Daryl sends this in, and like, it's gonna take its place because he made our Bays Malbus. Got a Bays head on it and everything. And look at this detail. Got the famous quote. And I'm going to do something. You know what? I hope this means something to Bays. Because as soon as this correction's over, I'm going to give it to Reese. I'm going to let Reese do whatever he wants to. All right, well, we're here. We're all through June. So, you know, pretty exciting. See you next week.